Hi, my name is Kylie Fodder, and this is my practice speech for this assignment. Disclaimer, I just got home from work, so please don't judge. My topic for this speech is negative numbers and how to teach them. To begin with, we'll be talking about why this is such a hard topic to teach. First of all, students struggle a lot. Negative numbers are such a difficult concept for them to grasp. There's really no easy way to teach why there are numbers below zero, and this is why students may struggle. There's also a confusion on the difference between the subtraction sign and the negative sign. Are they different? Are they the same? Students have a hard time realizing this. Another reason why it is difficult to teach is that teachers also struggle. And it's not necessarily that they don't know what a negative sign is. It's the fact that there is no easy way to teach negative numbers. There are a multitude of random teaching rules, such as 2 negatives make a positive, that students may struggle with. By telling them that 2 negatives make a positive, some students will think, oh, okay, so -2 minus 3 equals +5, because 2 negatives make a positive. However, the correct answer is -5, and this can be shown, but I'll talk about that later. First of all, what is a negative number? A negative number is less than 0. Some real-life examples of negative numbers is debt. If you owe $5 to your partner, then you are now out 5, so you have less than 0. You're -5, in other words. Another good example, especially living here in Maine, is negative temperatures. Negative temperatures are temperatures that are below 0, and we can have quite the range up here in Maine. A good tool you can actually use in your classroom is to have a thermometer in the classroom, and then you can physically show them, this is where 0 is on a thermostat, and this is where the negative numbers lie. Now I'll be talking about how to teach negative numbers. You can use number line visualization. There is a motion along a path model that was created by Lakoff-Nunez, and this is the whole symbol of where, I wish I had a number line with me, but here's a number line, and if you are at 2 and you're supposed to go backwards 3, you just keep bouncing along until you get to your end result. And that's the whole motion along a path method that he created, and this can be used to help students with combining or adding negative numbers. So the whole phrase is that we are at -2. Now you're going to subtract 3. Where do we end up? And that's the motion along the path that I talked about. Or you can say that we're at 4, you add 5, where do we end up? And that's where you keep going to the right. Another method to teach them is a hot air balloon ride. This one's one of my favorites. You can kind of visualize negative numbers using this. So you envision you're in a hot air balloon, and you can either add sandbags or you can add more balloons. Balloons stand for positive numbers, and the sandbags stand for negative numbers. Obviously, by adding sandbags to your hot air balloon, you're going to sink down. By adding balloons to your hot air balloon, you're going to go up. This is a good way to kind of signify that negative numbers go down in value, where positive numbers go up in value. However, the struggle with this is that there's no basis for 0, and there's no way to tell students that negative numbers are less than 0 and positive numbers are more than 0. So that's the main struggle, but it's also a really cool tool. And the very last example I have, this is another fun one, is Harry Potter and the Cloaks of Invisibility. This is really useful because students are able to kind of draw it out for themselves. And again, I wish I had that, but the Cloaks of Invisibility stand for negative numbers, and the wizards stand for positive numbers. So now you can say that we have 2 Cloaks of Invisibility, and we add 3 wizards. How many wizards do we have? And students will be able to visually see you only have 1 left. Or you can say that we have 2 Cloaks of Invisibility, and we add 7 more Cloaks of Invisibility. And how many do we have left? This is another great tool. So, why is this important to learn about negative numbers and how to teach them? Well, negative numbers help students with critical thinking, and it also provides a good foundation for all their years of math. Can you imagine not knowing about negative numbers and then you're still trying to do algebra and geometry? That's why students are taught this at such a young age, and that's why it's also hard for them to understand because they're so young. But then there's also real life or real world uses of this. Think about debt and temperature like we talked about earlier. And there's also such things as like sports statistics, and there's even just elevation gain. You can think the negative elevations as being below sea level, and obviously positive is above. So yeah, that is all that I have for today. Thank you for listening.